This is Mid Morning Matters on Marlow FM 97.5.
Indeed it is. Just gone 2 minutes past 10 this Thursday morning. And my name is Chris Zaremba, and I'm going to be with you from now right through until 12 o'clock with this particular Thursday's edition of Mid Morning Matters. Mid Morning Matters is the show that's on every morning, Monday to Friday, from 9:30 until 12, and we try to get a selection of interesting guests. And also guests relevant to things that are happening in and around Marlow over the coming few days. And we've certainly succeeded in that objective today, because I've joined by two of the organisers of the Marlow Half Marathon. That's Barbro and Belinda, and we'll be talking to them straight after we've heard from the first track. But if you've got any questions about the Marlow Half Marathon, maybe you want to know where the route is, maybe you want to know how to join in, either as a runner or maybe you want to volunteer to help, then I know that Barbro and Belinda would love to hear from you. So you can email in your questions, if you wish, to studio@marlowfm.co.uk, or send us a text to 07900 975 975. Or if you're feeling particularly brave, you can phone in and speak to Barbro and Belinda live on the air. And that is Marlow 488 975. That's Marlow 488 975. So please use any of those means of communication to get in touch. To talk to me, to talk to Barbro, to talk to Belinda, all about the Marlow Half Marathon taking place this weekend. We've also got some running relevant music, of course, and finally decided which one to start off with, and I think I'm going to start off with Bruce Springsteen, I think. Can't find a more running appropriate song than this one, I don't think. I think this was Belinda's choice, I think. Yes, she's nodding. Belinda's choice, Loose Windscreen? No, Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen. I'm not going to play any more tracks by him today, I guarantee it. Bruce Springsteen. Anyway, him. And Born to Run. His name begins with B, as does the name of Belinda and Barbro, who are joining me in the studio right now. So let's start off with Barbro. Barbro, good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
And good morning to you. Now, I understand you are the race director, or one of the race directors of the Marlow Half Marathon. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. This is my first year, so I'm joint race director with another lady which name begins with a B.
So Blanche. So it's Blanche, Belinda and Barbro.
Yes.
Listening to Bruce Windscreen.
Yes.
And Born to Run. So are there any more letter B's involved in this event, or is that about it?
It must start with the letter B.
Yes, indeed. So you're the race director, you say joint race director for the first time, but
yes.
This isn't the first time the race has run, is it?
No, the race has been going on for many years. So we are celebrating 25 years.
Oh, right. So this is the 25th running of the special anniversary, the Silver Jubilee edition of the Marlow Half Marathon.
Exactly.
But you're no stranger to running yourself. Even though you're the race director, you yourself do a lot of running, don't you? Because I see you running on a Saturday morning very often, don't I?
Yes, I'm a keen park runner. Park run is addictive.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
I did one last Saturday in Dublin. So,
okay.
So my first park run into the west of England was in Dublin. So you're a park runner. How long have you been running for?
Oh, seriously, probably. I did my first marathon 2003.
Right. But
seriously, training and running probably isn't until I started in Marlow's Riders 2007.
Right.
Because then when you start in a club, you get a more. It's better. You get out.
Yeah.
You have friends that drags you out, and you have a varied training and so on. So that's much better.
So Marlow Striders is the running club based in Marlow, I think.
Yes.
And they are they the organising club?
Yes, so Marlow Striders is the organizer of Marlow Half Marathon, and it's a community event, and all our proceedings will go to charity.
Right.
So we have 3 charities this year, which is Wickham Homeless Connection.
Wickham Homeless Connection, yeah.
Yeah,
we know them, yeah.
Riley Park Trust,
Right.
the Heritage Trail, and Marlow Sports Club.
And Marlow Sports Club. Excellent. So all good causes with some good local involvement there.
Yes.
So have Marlow Striders been involved in the half marathon ever since it started 25 years ago?
No.
It's
We have not been involved in the first couple of years.
right.
So I don't know who were organizing it, but we took it over
Okay.
at some point.
So since you're the race director or the joint race director, does that mean that you're not allowed to run yourself because you have to do the organising?
Yes, that's correct. In fact, we don't allow any of our members to run because they all have to volunteer.
Right, so you join a running club in Marlow, the biggest running club in Marlow, Marlow
Yes.
Striders, and the biggest running event in Marlow is the Marlow Half Marathon, and you, as a club member, you're not allowed to run in it.
Exactly.
That's because that makes perfect sense, because there needs to be quite a lot of organisation,
Yeah.
quite a lot of planning for the event.
But we are going to have a recce run on Saturday. So the marshal will have the chance to run the race.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the race itself, the half marathon, it's for beginners, a half marathon distance is 13 miles, just over
Yes.
13 miles, yes?
Yes.
And it's around the streets of Marlow and the neighbouring villages?
So it will start on Bole School on Oxford Road.
Yeah.
And it will the route takes you up to Frith, around and over to Hambledon village. So there are some nice hills.
So you go
both up and
past
down.
you go past the route of the Frith Hilly, I guess.
Yes, at some point we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what time does the race start on Sunday?
The race starts at 9:30.
Okay. But you mentioned that you have your own preparatory race the day before.
Yes.
So is that on exactly the same route?
Yes.
But that's not open to the public. That's just
No.
open to members of the Marlow Striders Running Club.
Yeah.
Ah, fascinating stuff. So are you still looking for people either to be runners in this event and also to be volunteers to help?
So there are still places. So runners who want to join, they can enter on the day. Just have to come a little bit earlier to register for that.
Right.
Cost £25 on the day.
Yep. And it's too late now to register by any other means,
Yes.
I guess.
So the online register has closed.
Right.
So that's the only way you can enter now.
Excellent. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about the run. We'll be talking to Belinda next, I think. But first of all, another track relating to running, I think. We had a good look and we came up with the Spencer Davis Group. We like Spencer Davis Group and Keep on Running. I think this is your choice, Barbro, or was this Belinda's choice as well?
I think it was Belinda's choice.
It was Belinda's choice as well. Okay, Spencer Davis Group, and of course, you'll recognise this from the introduction, I'm sure. It's Keep on Running, taking us right through to 10:15 this Thursday morning here on Marlow FM 97.5. Good morning, it's Mid Morning Matters.
Keep on running. Come on. Come on, baby.
Spencer Davis Group and Keep on Running. Well, I'm not going to run anymore, but I will be talking. I'm going to keep on talking and be talking to Belinda now. Belinda, good morning.
Morning, Chris. Hi.
Welcome back, by the way. You've sat on that very chair not a month ago, I think.
That's right, yes.
Giving us lots of advance information
So I
about
did.
the Marlow Half Marathon. Now, all of a sudden, it's here upon us.
That's right.
Only in 3 days' time.
Quite, yes.
So I'm sure it's a hectic time. So Marlow Half Marathon starts on at 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. We already discussed that. So how many runners are going to take part this year?
Well, so far, our tally is 786 to be precise, and we do expect a few more entries on the day, of course, but we can't say exactly how many that will be.
Right. So is there actually an upper limit? Is there a restriction on the number of runners? No, so
I think the limit is 1,000, so
so
we don't want to go
you're not
above
gonna,
that.
You're not going to get more than 214 turning up on the day
I doubt
itself. I doubt it. And how about age limits? If anybody's listening and is thinking of joining you for the run, are there any age limits?
We have an age limit of 18, so people would have to be over that to take part. So we can't have children taking part in the event.
Okay, because it's specifically a road race that is actually, it's more than a fun run, isn't it?
That's right.
So it shouldn't be such a, so it's not one where children and dogs can take part. It's
No,
actually
exactly. It is quite a
run.
challenging event, yeah.
Yeah. So did I read somewhere this is one of the best half marathons in the country? I'm sure I read somewhere this is the 7th best half marathon. Is that because of the route, because of the hills, because of the challenging nature of it, or is it because of the organisation? Do you know?
I think there's a number of things really that would go into that. I mean, we always do get very good positive feedback on the way the event's been run and organised and marshalled, and the marshals are always very well complimented on their support, and also the route is, although it is pretty challenging up and down, it's very scenic as well. So it's a sort of positive experience.
Great. And tell us a bit more about the route. Barbara told us it goes through Freeth, I think.
That's right, yes.
And where else does the route go?
Well, it goes down from Freeth down the hill, the other side of Freeth,
Right.
and into Skirmit, and round there into the Hambledon Valley, and then back up Rotten Row, which is a very a tough hill up from Hambledon back up.
Is that the hill at the far end of Hambledon? The one
That's right.
It's not really a road; it goes up through the woods.
Yes, well, it is a track. It is a it's paved road, but
Right.
it's pretty narrow up there.
Yeah.
And then back into Marlow through Marlow Common. So yeah, another hill towards the end.
Doesn't sound like fun to me. I have to get a special excuse not to run this year because I did run the Dublin Marathon on Monday this week, so I'm still recovering from running 26 miles in Dublin.
But you've got a good excuse there then.
So I can't do 13 miles in Marlow this
No.
Sunday as well. That's just asking too much. It really is.
Yes.
the Dublin Marathon was quite hilly as well, much more than I was
was
expecting
it?
it to be.
Oh, right.
But I don't think it's going to be as hilly as yours because the Dublin Marathon had hills, but it was lots of level bits as well.
Right.
And the route you described through Freeth and Hambledon is nearly all hills, I think. Nearly all up or down,
Yeah,
I think.
there are some downhills though, so there's a bit of recovery time there.
Do you have refreshment stops on the way, or would people be advised to bring a bottle of water with them or something?
Yes, there are some water stations on the route. Some people do bring their own water, of course, but there are 3 stations, so hopefully that's enough for people to get them round.
Right, and are they manned or manned by volunteers?
That's right, yeah, they are. And of course there's water at the end of the race as well for people.
Right. So is there a time limit? So because I'm not the world's fastest marathon runner, it took me just over 5 hours to do Dublin Marathon, which
Right.
so it's hardly a world record pace, I have to say. But I haven't run more than 5k for a year, so that was my excuse. But is there a time limit for the event?
There is. We have a time limit of 3 hours, so we'd expect everybody to finish by then. And
Right.
we have a sweep going round at the end to sort of pick up any last runners. And we do ask people to, if they can't finish within that time scale, that we would close the sort of marshalling side of the event.
So you say you have a sweep going around. That's a motor vehicle, yes? Going around
I think it's just a runner, somebody from the club, one of the volunteers.
Right, equipped with a mobile phone, so if he comes across
Quite.
anybody in difficulty or somebody who is just running slowly to say, kind of, you can carry on running, but the race is now over, so you're running on your own behalf, so to speak.
That's right,
Is that the way it works?
That's exactly how it works, yes, that's right, yeah. Yeah.
Good. And in terms of the organisation of the event, is the start and the finish at the same location?
That's right, it is, yes, both at Borlase Field.
On Oxford Road in Marlow.
That's right, yeah.
So does that mean that people who are bringing things with them, like bags full of clothes to wear afterwards, it's very easy for them to leave them at the start because they'll be there when they get to them at the finish?
That's right, yes. And there's refreshments on the site. We've got a food tent going to be there, so plenty of things to keep people busy whilst the race is going on.
Fantastic. So once again, any questions for Belinda or Barbara, please feel free to drop us an email, studio@marlowfm.co.uk, or give us a call on Marlow 488 975. We'll come up with a few more questions, hopefully from the listeners. If not, I will come up with some questions of my own, because I'm intrigued, because I've never done the Marlow Half Marathon. I've done the Marlow Santa Run, done that lots of times, but never actually done the half marathon before. Anyway, somewhere I'm going to next year, this might interest Barbara and Belinda, is I'm going in May to Durban in Africa, and I'm going to do something called Watching the Comrades Ultramarathon. I'm watching the Comrades Ultra Marathon because my wife Jenny is actually running the Comrades Marathon, which is actually a 62-mile race, 100k. So it's run, and there's I think it's a 12-hour time limit. So you're expected to stop on the way and have a relaxation. But no way I could do that. But
I wonder what her next challenge was.
So her next challenge is the Comrades. It's called an ultrathon. It's 62 miles long because it's 62 miles. It's exactly 100 kilometres. So she's doing that, and she's doing that. It's May the 29th next year, which is a good excuse for two things. Good excuse for us to have a holiday in South Africa. So we're going to have 2 weeks holiday there afterwards while she recovers. And it's also a good excuse for me to play this particular track, because I quite like this. It's Toto and Africa. Oh gosh, I haven't heard that for ages. Toto and Africa, reminding me of the fact that my good lady wife is off doing this major run, which I couldn't possibly attempt, in Durban next year, which I'm really looking forward to, a holiday in Africa, and I'm looking forward to cheering her on as well, I have to say. So, Barbara, some more questions, I think, about the Marlow Half Marathon taking place this Sunday. Just got a question in by email from Paula in Bourne End. She wants to know, is there a website full of information for it?
Yes, there is. So it's Marlow Half Marathon in one word .co.uk.
Marlow Half Marathon, that's one word, .co.uk. And is that where she can find out information? Because if she wants to become a volunteer for it,
she will find an email address there, and she can click and send us an email.
That's very interesting. Thank you very much. So you were mentioning just to me while we were off the air that there's also another event on the previous day, the Saturday. There's a fireworks display down at Marlow Sports Club. Is that connected in some way with the fact that it's the half marathon on Sunday?
Well, Marlow Striders is a part of Marlow Sports Club, and Marlow Sports Club as the whole is organising this monster firework down at the sports club. And
it's actually called the Monster Firework events.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So, in a way, we are a part of that.
Okay, and what time does the Monster Firework event start? Oh, we'll have to check up on that one.
It starts at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. on Saturday evening.
Yes.
So presumably, unlike the half marathon itself, the fireworks is for adults and for children.
Yes, it is.
And how much is the admission into the fireworks?
So the adult ticket is an £8, and the children's ticket is...
We think £7, is that right?
£6.
£6.
Yes.
Excellent. So that's for the Monster Fireworks, which is taking place at Marlow Sports Club.
Yes.
On Saturday evening. And just in case people don't know where the Marlow Sports Club is, whereabouts is that located?
It's on Pound Lane, on the left. If you come from the High Street, it's on the left side, just after Court Garden.
Right.
So there's tennis courts and a big fence, and then you turn left.
So you go past the Court Garden Leisure Centre and the car park there, and it's the next thing on the left, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so from the town centre, past Higginson Park first of all, then Court Garden, and then you get to Marlow Sports Club, which is very easy, and that's for the fireworks on Saturday night, where you don't have to book in advance for that, you just turn up.
Yes, you do.
But for the half marathon itself, again, you can just turn up on the day and pay on admission as you start the race. So the race starts at 9:30, is that right?
9:30, yes.
Great. Now you're mentioning that this is part of a series of races organised by Buckinghamshire?
It's a half marathon road race championship, and it's the Buckinghamshire AA organisation. So it's a
Buckinghamshire Athletics Association, is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they will. So if you live in Buckinghamshire or if you were born here, you can enter by ticking one of the boxes on the entry form, and you're included.
Right. When you say you live here, because at the moment you're not in Buckinghamshire, do you know that?
Ah, okay.
Because we're south of the river.
Okay, when you live in Buckinghamshire.
South of the river, we're in Berkshire, but only by about 50 yards. But we are actually in Berkshire rather than because we're south of the river. I only discovered that the other day. I thought the whole area was Buckinghamshire, but no, south of the river is Berkshire. So I keep on telling people you're listening to this radio station in Buckinghamshire. You're not. It's in Berkshire, actually. But most of our listeners are in Bucks, I think. So one question I want to know is the marathon itself, or the half marathon rather, on Sunday, it's all on public roads. Are there any roads closed to make sure there's no traffic around?
Yes, so it's on public roads, and the first part from the start on Oxford Road up to Bovingdon Green
Yeah.
will be closed between 9:15 and 12:30.
Right.
But during the race, it's going to be open by when the runners are not, because when they've gone out,
Yeah.
the
traffic can come
traffic
through.
can come
flow
through
again. Yes.
Yeah, and then when they come back, we'll probably close it again. But we have promised to let all the customers through to Royal Oak.
Right.
Yes.
So they can get to the Royal Oak. Which
Yeah, so don't worry if you have a Sunday roast up there.
Yeah, that sounds more like my cup of tea than doing another long run straight after a run the previous weekend, I think. Good. So that's the key facts, I think. The other thing I was going to ask is there any medical cover? Because I managed the Dublin Marathon this week without any problem, luckily. But I did see a lot of people having some medical problems on the way. So is there any medical cover provided for the half
So
marathon?
we have St. John. We have medical covers provided by St. John's Ambulance
Right.
on the day. Yeah.
Good. I've got a few more questions coming in. In fact, I've got one more question coming in about sponsorship of the marathon. But we'll have Belinda say a few words about that, I think, next. You're talking about running back down Oxford Road back to Bowley's afterwards.
Yes.
Which is back to home. So if you're running for home, then it has to be Lindisfarne and Run for Home. Oh, busy chatting away in the studio we are here. Nearly missed the end of the track, but luckily caught it just in time. That's Lindisfarne and Run for Home. It's 20 minutes before the hour of 11 o'clock. 20 more minutes to talk to Belinda and Barbara about the Marlow Half Marathon, which is taking place in this fair town this Sunday. Now, Belinda, a couple of questions for you, but one from me and one from our listeners, is relating to both the sponsors and the charities, because there are charities involved in this because the proceeds go to charity, but there are also sponsors. So which companies are sponsoring and what are they doing to help?
Okay, so we've got quite a number of sponsors helping out on the day. Waitrose have kindly offered a lot of water supplies for the finish of the race, so we can give out little bottles of water to all the competitors. We've got contributions for prizes from the Marlow Club, Sweaty Betty, Danesfield, Runners Retreat.
Oh, that's my friend Brian at Runners Retreat.
That's right, yeah. Brian at Runners Retreat.
Hello, Brian. Hope you're listening.
Yes. Mizuno, who are working with Runners Retreat for the prizes for the first male and female. Burgers have given some vouchers, and Coat and Bissam Abbey. So it's quite a range of different sponsors there who were contributing to the event.
And in terms of prizes, who gets prizes? Is it just the first finishers, or is it divided into different categories?
So we've got first and second, third, male and female, and then we've got the categories of over different age groups, so 50s, 60s, 70s.
Right.
We've got club prizes, so team prizes, should I say. So there's a number of prizes, and also some spot prizes. So even if people are not with a chance of winning a timed prize, they may be lucky and get a spot prize.
So what do you have to do to win a spot prize then?
Well, it's just luck of the draw, really.
Oh, right, okay. We spotted you, therefore you get a prize.
Exactly, that's right. Yeah, pretty random selection of runners on the spot prizes, so makes it a bit of fun.
And maybe we can go through the charities one more time, because as I think Barbara mentioned, all of the proceeds from the entry fees from this event is going to local charities.
That's right. So we've got 3 charities. There's Wickham Homeless Connection, Riley Rec, and also Marlow Sports Club. As Barbro was explaining earlier, we have very strong connections with the Marlow Sports Club, and that's where we're based. So, we're working very closely with them.
That's Marlow Striders is the organising club, and that forms part. Is it a subgroup within Marlow Sports Club? Is that how it's organised?
That's right. Yes, that's exactly how it works. There's quite a range of clubs that are part of the sports club, and hockey, football, cricket, and so on. In fact, there's 9 clubs, I think, in total.
Right. Right, another question has come in, which I think we might have covered before, but we mentioned it again. Is there somewhere at the beginning to leave belongings safely and securely?
Yes, there will be a tent where people can leave their leave their gear when
Right.
they've warmed up and want to take off some outer layers. They can leave them there.
So, and in terms of overall timing, so the race starts at 9:30 at Borlase on Sunday, yes?
That's right.
So the first runners home will be, what, in a couple of hours, do you think, from that?
That's right. Well, the race record is actually 1 hour and 9 minutes.
Oh, gosh,
for a
couldn't
first
do that.
man. So that's pretty fast, isn't it?
Certainly is.
And first woman is 1 hour and 22 minutes.
But if you're thinking of entering, you don't expect, you're not expected to finish in that kind of time.
Exactly. No, exactly. As we said earlier, the cut-off point is 3 hours, so there's a fair gap of time there for people to come in.
And if you're not back by 12:30, then the person at the back, who's the sweet person, will catch up with you and have a few words with you, make sure you're okay, and make sure you realise that you're running the rest of the race on your own, so to speak.
That's right.
without
Yes, and people can
support
still finish the race. It's just they won't be supported by the marshals.
By the marshals, indeed. How many marshals are there out on the course?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not really sure if we've got a number of. Barbara's just writing me a note here. About 70, in fact. 70.
70 marshals out on the course and 70 volunteers as well. And I think is there a marshals meeting this evening? I think I read.
That's right. We've got a meeting to get together all the people who are volunteering to help out on Sunday, just to go through all the details for the day, make sure everybody knows what they're doing, and get us all set for Sunday.
Brilliant. So a final burst from Barbara in a few minutes. A final chance for you, dear listener, to get your questions in. I think we've covered most things relating to the half marathon, but if there's anything we've missed or you want us to recap, then please let us know. The usual means of communication are all that you need to know. So studio@marlowfm.co.uk is the email, or give us a call on Marlow 488 975. So for some, I know running might be almost considered to be a religion. Certainly is in our household with my wife. So it's an excuse to play a bit of REM and Losing My Religion.
Oh, life is bigger. It's bigger than you.
That's Losing My Religion from REM, taking us up until 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Gosh, the morning is flying by, as it always does, when I have interesting guests such as Belinda and Barbro here from Marlow Striders talking about the Marlow Half Marathon. So one final burst from Barbro, the joint race director for Sunday. So Barbro, you were saying that as well as the event itself, there's also club nights that take place as well. So Marlow Striders, who's organising the event, as well as organising the half marathon, you can go along and do social runs 2 or 3 times a week. Is that right?
Yeah, so social runs, we try to keep that to once a month.
Oh, once a month, okay.
Yeah, but otherwise we have training on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, and also on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock.
Right.
So if you come down to the Marlow Sports Club on Pound Lane those nights, and you find a person to run with. And on Tuesdays we have organized training. So this period now we have something called winter walls, which is intervals with coming up to the winter.
Winter, of course.
We haven't seen much of the winter yet, but
no, it's still
anyway.
quite mild out today. Not
Yeah.
very sunny, but still quite mild.
Yes.
So, final thing, can you just go through the key points about the half marathon on Sunday again? So it's the Marlow Half Marathon. It is this Sunday, which is the 2nd of November.
2nd of November at 9:30. The start goes 9:30, and we take entries on the day,
Right.
and it costs you £25. And the start is on Borlase Field off Oxford Road.
Off Oxford Road. And even though it starts at 9:30, you're probably advised to get there a bit earlier than that, aren't
Yes,
you?
if you don't have entered beforehand, you will. Then, if you have entered beforehand, you will need to get your number on site, and if you haven't registered, you have to do the registration first. So allow a little bit extra time for that.
Oh, so you get a number which you pin to your vest, is that right?
Yes, and the chip is attached to the number, and then you will get the chip timing.
Okay, and so the time, will that be emailed to you, or is that shown at the
You
end?
can choose to have it as a text, and it will or it will be emailed to you. Yeah, we try to get the results out as soon as possible after the race.
And I should have asked this before, but is it chip to chip timing or is it gun to chip timing? In other words, is it from the start gun or is it from when you cross the start line?
It's from when you cross the start line.
From when you cross the start line, okay, rather than from when the gun goes. Because I know when I did the Dublin Marathon a few days ago, obviously the time is from when you cross the start line, because I didn't cross the start line until 20 minutes after the race officially started, because there were 14,500 runners, so a few more than the 784 you have so far, I think you said.
Yes. Something like that.
Okay, so thanks for that. So a few last words from Belinda. So you're looking forward to Sunday?
Yes, very much looking forward to it. I mean, we've been organising and planning it now for a good couple of months, and can't believe it's actually happening this weekend now.
Exactly. Any indications on the weather forecast?
Well, the forecast we were looking at earlier is not great, actually, but you never know, things might change between now and then.
Let's hope it does.
Yes.
So my opportunity is to thank you both, Barbara and Belinda. Thank you so much for coming in today and giving us lots and lots of information about the Marlow Half Marathon this Sunday. Sorry I can't run it. I'm elsewhere doing other things which I can't be bothered to tell anybody about.
Thank you.
And I've also did the Dublin Marathon 3 days ago, on Monday this week. So I'm
so
still quite...
You've got a good excuse.
I've got a good excuse, okay. So thanks very much for coming in.
Okay, thank
you. One more time, give us the website for more details.
So it's marlowhalfmarathon.co.uk.
marlowhalfmarathon.co.uk. So Barbara and Belinda, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And good luck to you both for organising Sunday.
Thanks.
Thanks.